think men have to man up. I think men have to get away from the notion that there's something wrong or derogatory about love. I think we have to really come to a place where we can respect, value, honor, and truly love our women, our queens, right? I feel like women have to get away from a lot of the influences of the world and really connect at a place where we all understand that you and I are in this together. Come hell or high water, we are in this together. So it's in my best interest to learn how to love you, and it's in your best interest to learn how to love me. But one of the things that I understand is that if I just love you the way I think you need to be loved, I'm not loving you at all. Because what's more important is that I love you the way you need to be loved. And so I have to listen and hear.
For women, I would say you really need to move out of a place of fear. So many women deal with fear of what if it doesn't work? Fear of what is he doing? Who is he with? What's going on? Let me check his cell phone. Let me follow him. Whatever. We have to get out of that place of fear. To truly love someone is being able to come into a place of trusting that person. And I would say if you trusted in the beginning, then trust him now. And continue to move forward. Understand who he is, how he operates, and be able to really get to know that person and know how to truly love them. Because if you know how to truly love them, they can be all that you have desired for them to be, and then they're truly free to be who they are. And in allowing them to truly be who they are, then brings the relationship to a place of truly being what it should be. To women, I would say also understand who you are as an individual, and don't allow yourself to be consumed by maybe mistakes of your past, things that are going on now, but truly be who you've been created to be. Because a lot of women get so bogged down by life and by that significant other that they forget who they are and who they were created to be. And I thank you for allowing me to be me, and allowing me to be free to be me.
The pleasure is mine. Trust me on that. I feel like the thing that we've gotten away from nowadays is truly committing to one another. I don't even think we understand what commitment is. We certainly don't understand what love is. I feel like we have to get back to a place of unconditional love. Regardless of what's going on, I love you. No matter what, I love you. And I feel like don't matter what, I love you. And I feel like that's what we need to get back to in order to have the kind of healthy, sustainable relationships that once made our community a strong, healthy, thriving community.
And I also say the material things. And a lot of women get caught up in material things. They don't really look at the relationship.
Right.
And the importance of the relationship. I'm not saying that material things aren't necessary. Yes, they're necessary, they're good to have. But at the same time, if I allow you to be you and you allow me to be me, and we operate in our gifts, we operate in those areas that's going to eventually bring us those material things, and we can enjoy them even more, but we built it together.
I wanted to go back to my list of things that I felt was necessary for a man to have. And I talked about that he had to have a car, he had to have money, he had to have graduated from college, he had to had his big job. All of those things, when I met my husband, he did not have. We're still working on the money part for both of us. However,
I got $2.
But we're working on that together, which is a blessing. But besides that, like, all those things that I wanted were materialistic. He is in school now to get his master's. We have 2 cars. They may not be the fanciest cars yet, but one day. But all of those things that I was like, he has to have. He's a social worker now. We have our own business, a Christian comedian. Like, all of those dreams that he had even on his own, that he hadn't attained yet by the time that I met him, he has them now. And I was able to help encourage him. Of course, you have to have somebody who's willing, because there are a lot of deadbeat folks out here.
Mm-hmm.
And
video gamers.
Yeah. Like, if you definitely can say what it is that you want. As young women, you definitely have your standards and say what it is that you want. But make sure that your standards have to do with the character of the person and not just what they have materialistically, because somebody could have all of those things and you could be at home waiting for your husband to come home, and he may be rich, he treats you really badly. And to have all of those materialistic things, there are a lot of rich people out here who are very lonely and very unhappy. And I wouldn't change any materialistic things to be in a relationship without love. And I'm thankful that I have a husband that I know loves me and who's my friend. So, hey, definitely care about the attributes, or care about the inside of the person, and definitely make sure they're your friend. Hang out with them first. I was at one point in my life, I wanted to be with somebody who really, really loved me, and I said, Lord, give me somebody who really, really loves me, and he did. And I met a stalker. That's a whole nother story. Who is not my husband, thankfully.
Oh.
But I'm telling you, the best prayer I said was, Lord, give me what I need when you're ready for me to have it. And he is what I need. He is who I need. And I'm thankful to have a family with him.
Thank you. The only thing I gotta say is I talk to a lot of single women on, like, seem like I'm counseling them most of the time, because they've been hurt so bad in relationships that they don't want to, they put up this guard where they don't want to love again, and they don't trust a man, especially a black man. We dirt on the bottom of the issue when it comes to a lot of these single females. And D right, they have reason to say so because of the things that happen. But it's also because they look for this certain type of man, and a lot of my single friends that I talk to, especially the females, they have like a list like my wife had, and they're looking for this super Jamaican guy with dreadlocks to take them to the islands, and they're gonna live off the fruits of the land for the rest of their life. Like, that's all fantasy. Like. And the nice guy that might be next door to you, that might have been doing all this nice things for you for like the past 10 years, who just been trying to get your attention, you don't look at him as like that. You just look at him as, oh, hey, what this dude again, what he want this. But that might be the man who will run your bath water when you need the bath water to be ran. Make you some soup when you sick. Go out and get a ginger ale for you. Oh, baby, you don't feel well? All right, well, let me take care of you. Instead, you got this dude like, you sick? All right, I'm out. I ain't trying to catch no cold. I'm trying to be sick with you. You know, or sit on the couch playing video games all day. There are still some gentlemen out there. Nowadays, it's corny to be a nice guy. And I don't understand that. Like, women look at, I want a thug. I want somebody rough around the edges. Yeah, and he will knock your head off, too. So, is that what you're looking for? If you find a good, decent man, don't judge him because he's nice. Because you've been done wrong for a long time. That's what you're used to and accustomed to. But when you get a nice man who open up the door for you and try to do nice things for you, buy you flowers, you're like, no, he corny, he was too... so many women, especially at my job, say, oh, he was corny, he was too nice, I can't take that too nice guy stuff. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Last 2 dudes you had cheated on you. Like, but here's a man that was just gonna be good to you, and you telling me he corny. So honestly, if you find a good man, hold on to him. If you're in an abusive relationship, ladies, get out. Get out. If he hit you once, he'll do it again. Get out. And that's all I have to say.
As far as the values that we mentioned before, being able to respect each other, knowing that you're growing together, and it's not 2 individuals growing individually, but you're growing together in a relationship. And if you're in a relationship so that you can have a family, then knowing that you both are worthy of each other, of love, knowing that being creative and finding ways to deal with situations without disrespecting each other, that's a key ingredient to a positive relationship. And
enjoying each other.
Enjoying each other's company and in each other's space.
And we're very silly in private.
You're very silly.
I'm very silly. Sometimes I do stuff, later I said, what did I just...
Did I really do that?
But it's part of the relationship.
Yeah.
And that's what we were talking about earlier, how, you know, sometimes when people get mad at each other for like days or weeks or months or years,
right?
We can't have that. No. There's too much to do. We got babies to take care of.
Oh, there's not enough hours in the day.
There's not. So that's why, yes, it's important to keep things light and to have a level of not joy, but also humor about things.
Humor.
Because even when we have challenges, you know, because we have challenges from time to time.
Oh, we have lots of challenges.
Yeah. We laugh about stuff too, and other people might start breaking down and getting mad and depressed or start crying. We just start laughing.
That brings me to a good point, is that one thing that happens in relationships, money tends to change people's views on their relationship with someone, with their spouse. And I found that and you have discussed this before, that when we're going through a financial difficulty, which we've had quite a few of those difficulties.
Yes.
It's an ongoing process.
Yes.
We find that we're closer to each other, and we treat each other
a lot nicer.
Really well, really nicely, and more understanding of the situation, rather than, you know, we've seen this in other people that we know, and of course in movies and videos, that once money comes into play, one person's getting jealous of how much the other one's making.
Yeah, that's all foolishness too.
That, and then also if the couple isn't making enough money, then they're getting upset with each other because they can't have the things that they're accustomed to having. And so these are things that we've never dealt with, as far as it causing us to be mean to each other.
And that's an important point you bring up, because there's so many divisions that are placed amongst the species. And especially when it, you know, as it relates to male-female relationships. And one of the huge ones is, you know, who's making the most amount of money. You think we care about that?
As long as there's food for the babies.
We got 5 babies up in here. You think we care about who's making the most money? We ain't got. That's like the division again. We have these divisions that are placed, and then we wonder why we fell in that relationships. Well, it's because our whole orientation is we don't even see each other as one whole. So there's a whole idea that, okay, well, I got to make more money than him, or I got to make more money than her, and whoever makes the most money to have the most power. That's foolishness. You know, that's just straight foolishness. And then for those of us who don't really have a lot of money, we can't even use that excuse anyway.
Right. It doesn't even fit.
You know, and it goes both ways. People who have a lot of money, and then they're in this, feel like they're in a competition, but then there's people who don't have a lot of money, and then they get upset with each other, and then they use the fact that they don't have a lot of money as a reason to be mad at each other, or to, you know, engage each other in negative ways. For us, we don't do that. We, when times get tough, we just joke about stuff and we get through it. We get through it.
Well, because it's a process, and we know that we're going to have that the material abundance that we deserve, and we know that it's right around the corner. So we just need to enjoy this, because I have the feeling that we're going to look back on right now and say how how much it was.
It's a wonderful time.
It's a wonderful time.
It
It's a
really
good
is.
energy. The cup is half full rather than half
That's
empty.
right. That's right. That's
And I just have to say that it can be self-sabotage in different ways, because I remember that there was a time when you felt like us making more money, that it would change us.
Yeah.
And that's something we had to both work through.
Yeah, we really had to work through that.
Yeah, that was a tough one. And if you're working through something, a challenge, then I'm working through it as well. So we were both working through that, and we came to a point where we no longer feel that way. But it took us talking with each other and figuring out, where did that come from? Does it stem with poverty mentality? We both had issues with that, and so we've worked through that, and that was a challenge.
Fear.
A lot of fear. So.
Yeah, and that's an important point. When whatever I may be dealing with, my wife, she's also dealing with, and whatever she's dealing with, I'm dealing with. And if you really think about it, if you take the holistic approach, you realize that you're basically maximizing, you're multiplying by 2 your own progressions. When you look at your relationship holistically, whatever your mate is dealing with, and she's working on, then as you work with her, you're improving upon that aspect of your own internal being as well, and vice versa. So you're maximizing if you take that approach. But if you take a division, it's like divisive, where you perceive your mate to be outside of you, then your mate is dealing with something that's like, okay, well, that's her issue. Matter of fact, I'm tired of hearing people say that there's a such thing as women's issues and there's a such thing as men's issue in the context of a relationship. Who came up with that? Who thought that?
Wow.
There is no difference. You can't make the distinction. If my wife is dealing with an issue, I'm dealing with the issue.
Right.
If I'm dealing with an issue, she's dealing with the issue. There ain't no such thing when you approach this holistically. So yeah, I hear women say things. Yeah, that's a women's issue, and I'm dealing with this as a woman. And then you hear a man, well, this is for men. I need to deal with this as a man. Okay, yeah. Individually, yes, but if you're in a relationship, it don't work that way. You deal with whatever issue together collectively. So therefore, once you deal with it collectively, there is no external issue as a man that's related to a woman. It's not external; it's internal. As a matter of fact, and I think I'll leave it at this. It reminds me of pregnancy.
I was thinking about
the same thing, because all this ties to the question that we've been asked: how do you maintain a positive relationship? Well, one of the most important things we can do is to not see ourselves as being outside of each other. So one example that we can use is in pregnancy. Oftentimes men we're supposed to be considered to be outside of the pregnancy, like we're not part of that process.
Right, and you're outside of the birth.
You're outside of the birth. You don't really have to take responsibility. You don't have anything to say. You don't have to. You basically, in some cases, you don't even have to be in the room. But in our relationship, that's not how we do stuff. I recognize that when my wife is pregnant, I'm pregnant too.
You've delivered 3 of our children.
Yes, I delivered 3 of our babies with my own hands here at home with you alone, right? So this is what I mean.
And this was our choice to do that.
Yes.
This wasn't because we were forced.
This was a choice. Yeah. So this is what I mean by in terms of seeing ourselves as being part of a whole. This includes pregnancy, and we can use many other examples of that as well.
Right.
Yeah. Hi, baby.
Hi.
You doing okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
And this was our second unassisted birth.
Yes. Let's see, do I remember when she came out? Yeah, I remember. That was in that second room, the bedroom at the old house. Yeah, I remember.
Greetings, everyone.
Greetings, everyone, and this is the Honor family.
Here we all are.
It's a whole bunch of us.
We all are.
Everyone say hi.
Hi.
All right.
Everyone's sleeping on the side.
Well, she's waking up a little bit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hello.
First thing we're going to do is we're going to introduce ourselves, each one of us. And we're going to start with our oldest, which is little Lennon. He's about to be...
Yay!
Yes, he's going to be 8 years old. Why don't you say hello to everyone, tell them your name.
Hi, everybody.
Okay, speak up.
My name is Lennon Honor. Lennon Honor Coltrane.
Uh-huh. All right. And then here's our second born son. Go ahead and introduce yourself.
What's your name?
Avinash.
And what is your middle name?
Avi.
Okay. What's your last name?
Beirut.
And what do you like to do?
I like to make maps and I like to sing too.
You like to sing? What kind of songs do you like to sing?
Latvian.
What?
Latin.
Latin?
Latin.
Oh, Latin songs. And who's your favorite singer?
Me. Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder? Okay. And Lillian, what do you like to do?
I like to create things.
Like what?
Making things from a long time ago, and I know how to make anything.
Okay, so Lillian, he'll be 8 in 2 days. Avi is 6, and then
Saida is sleeping, but she is going to be 5 this month. And
Samaya.
I have
and this is Samaya.
Stop.
Samaya is going to be 4.
Say hi, Samaya.
Hi, I like to hide, and Puppy likes to eat bones.
Yes, we have a dog too.
Mama dot.
Okay.
I like to read different dogs.
I have these
Okay.
toys.
And then, Saida, you want to say hi, baby? Are you waking up?
No, she's not waking up.
Okay. And then we have baby Jay right here.
And this is baby. He's going to be 8 months this month.
Sit him up a little
And he is a bundle of joy.
bit. Yes, he is. And that's all of our children.
Okay, peace.
Say bye, everyone.
Say bye.
Bye.
This is Mila.
And this is Jayla.
Somewhere around there. Somewhere. And this is our family minus 2. We got
2 big boys.
2 big boys, Daquan and Molly. And a new addition to the family. You didn't want to say it. She didn't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. We proud grandpappies and grandparents.
Yeah, I haven't really grasped the concept yet of
And
being
they're
called a
aunts.
grandmother.
Yes, our granddaughter Hermione. So
Yeah.
yeah, so we. What should
You want to say something? Go ahead.
say something?
You can't.
No,
Look,
you can't
we
do
don't
that.
have
We ain't got that
time
much
for
time.
You gotta say
Countdown.
something
Say hello.
in there. If you're gonna
Say
say
hi.
it, say it. You want to say something out, Jayla?
Say hi. Say rub your eye. Okay, there it is. They say, okay, world.
You want to tell them your name or anything?
I'm Myla. I'm Jayla.
And we're the Baxters. Thank you. Thank you very much. It's been fun. Love you guys. Hermione. Oh, goodness.
You are saying the name wrong.
What is it?
Hermione.
Hermione. That sound like I snapped my new Hermione.